Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Daily Anime Talk, where I go over some of the most recent anime and then my thoughts on those. The stuff I'll be covering in this episode is from Thursday the 15th, so the first thing I watched was Backflip Episode 2. After Shotaro finishes his first day, he says he will join the Rhythmic Gymnastics Club, which surprises everyone, and they all cheer. They immediately get him to sign the club application form to officially have 6 members. Their manager then says about living in a dorm. Misato can't, but Shotaro is raring to go. The next day, Shotaro arrives at school with everything he will need in the dorm. Masamune then gets everyone ready for a trip of sorts. They jog to the nearby university, which has a gymnastics mat which they can use to practice. Shotaro learns about how each member of the team specializes in one part of rhythmic gymnastics, from freehand exercises to balance and handstands. That evening, they finally make their way to the dorm. It isn't the one Shotaro thought, but instead a smaller storage building, but he is still excited. They spend the rest of the evening cooking and discussing their routines. The next day, the manager sets a challenge for Shotaro. To know he is ready to actively take part in the competition, the manager says he needs to be able to backflip across the mat before the same time next week. If he can, then he will be able to participate as a full member of the group of 6. Shotaro spends the next week practicing as much as he can. Misato also helps him as much as he can as well. Shotaro even gets up earlier than everyone else to get even more time practicing. They even set up an area behind the dorm to practice, and on the day of the test he passes the manager's test. They all look forward to performing together. It is a really fun anime about, it's just another sports anime really. It's just like the character, the main one, starts from the bottom, and they've also got a friend who's also starting, who's a prodigy, but the main character's new, so he's like learning all the terminologies, learning all the moves and routines and stuff, and getting to grips with the world that is rhythmic gymnastics. But overall, it's really fun. It's exciting to watch him like grow and develop into his new position. Because in the first episode, he was just enthralled by the movements, but he couldn't do hardly anything in this episode. He started off with the backflips and everything, and he could just about do 3 in a row without like running out of breath and without like landing on his knees and almost hurting himself. But by the end of the episode, he's a full-on gymnast really, and I imagine over the course of the season, he's only going to get better and better, and then they'll probably enter competitions, and then it will just show how well he is improved and how well they do work as a team, which should be really fun to watch. And the other thing I watched was How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Omega, Episode 2. After a 2-week trip, Diablo, Shera, Rem, and Lumachina finally arrive at the Zircon Tower City to meet the individual Lumachina believes can help her. As soon as they get into the city, they see how people are in poverty, and Diablo also finds out that his dungeon from the game is in this area. While looking away, Lumachina gets into an argument with the church official who doesn't know who she is, and when he goes to hit her, Diablo swats him away. The person that tells Diablo about the church and the man is the rabbit girl from the intro. The conflict started over an ill child, so with the man out cold, Lumachina heals the child back to health. Then suddenly, a monster attacks the town, a gigantic sand whale. Diablo uses multiplex magic to stop the creature, but it doesn't fully defeat it. 2 attacks fly out of nowhere and send the whale retreating. One of the 2 mystery attackers appears, the church official Lumachina was searching for, Batuta. Diablo realizes he used a level 130 attack. The second attacker, who isn't as friendly, Laminitus, appears with a magigun looking for the spellcaster, not realizing it was Diablo. She flies off to the tower. She seems to be just as powerful as Batuta. They travel through the town, seeing how badly the poor are treated and how much better the rich are. This doesn't sit well with Lumachina, who sees everyone as equal under God. That evening, they enjoy curry, and Diablo and Shera have an intimate bath time together. The episode ends with Lumachina beginning talks with Batuta, who has a strange look on his face. This pretty much continues from the last episode. They're going on their journey to help Lumachina to sort out the issues with the church, and every time we've met a church person involved, they seem to be a very sketchy character, including the paladin from the first episode, and now this old Batuta's priest character. He's very sketchy. Every time anything is said, he'll have a weird look in his eyes, and it's just pretty much pointing towards the fact that he's probably going to be evil. So that will probably be that. And then the other character, Laminitas. She seems to be a bit sketchy, but not evil, maybe just like a mercenary kind of way. But I imagine, especially with the preview that they showed, there's going to be a big battle or something between the characters, so that should be fun. But yeah, that covers everything I watched on Thursday. So if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to keep up to date with everything. And make sure to come back for more episodes. And until then, I will see you later.